fiber gourmet flour, low calorie. I know. Want people to hear our witty banter.
Hi, sweet friend. Welcome to Watercolor Happy Hour. I'm Volta, the artist behind Color Snack, and this is my husband Dan. He is going to make a very delicious cocktail today. It's called a Kiwi Fizz, which could also be called Kiwi Fuzz, because you have a weird thing about eating kiwi. So yeah, Dan, I'll let you roll with this one.
Yeah. So for those of you joining us for the first time, our whole thing is kind of a date night, watercolor happy hour. I will make a cocktail, and my much more artistically inclined wife than I am will paint it. So yes, if you have your watercolors and your cocktails, join along, make a cocktail, paint together, spend time with your loved ones, have fun. With that out of the way, speaking of loved ones and things that they love, there are few things that Volta enjoys more in life, I've found, than instigating, let's say controversy, not controversy, like
a little bit,
like heated questions,
yeah,
hot takes online of innocuous things, typically involving food. Recently, she had a whole post about if it's socially acceptable or polite to peek at corn on the cob in the grocery store. I cannot fathom.
It was like 40 something to 50. Like it was very much a split kind of voting situation. So people felt very strongly about one way or the other.
I feel strongly that you should know what you're buying. You open the corn. Yes, there's the whole idea that you can look at the corn.
The husk and the
tassels.
Yeah.
So if they're like black and rotten, yes, obviously that is not a good corn. If they're soft and silky, it could be an unripe piece of corn. You have to check. You have to look. If you look just for the sake of looking and then put it back and be like, oh well, that's a perfectly good ear of corn, I'm going to put it back. Yeah, that's a jerk move. Don't do that. But if it's a garbage piece of corn, like set it aside so nobody else makes the same mistake. You're helping people. Okay, with that out of the way, other things I've got a strong opinion on. You can eat the skin of a kiwi. This is what this whole topic came about for Volta, that people just got all upset that I eat the skin of a kiwi. It's not.
Yeah, I think it's super weird because of the little hairs, the texture.
You turn it around in your mouth.
I don't know. It's too hairy to put the skin on.
It's nice. It's got like a satisfying little pop when you go through the skin. It's like eating a big grape.
I don't know about that.
I wonder why somebody doesn't breed a less fuzzy kiwi. You'd think that would exist.
Clearly, it doesn't matter for you because you don't need it.
Peaches are fuzzy?
Yeah, but not that fuzzy.
It's pretty fuzzy, depending on the peach.
Yeah, but
you don't feel the peach.
Not that fuzzy though.
Oh. All right. With that, we'll just go on. Y'all just don't understand the joys and simplicity of eating a kiwi like an apple. But yeah, so this is a kiwi what? Just Kiwi Fizz?
Kiwi Fizz.
Kiwi Fizz.
Not fuzz.
Kiwi Fuzz. Kiwi Fuzz.
Those who want to eat the skin have the skin in the cocktail.
Yes. Well, it is. It's just not in the glass.
Oh, okay.
But this is a riff off of a Ramos Gin Fizz. It's something that Leonardo on Educated Barfly had a video about 3 years ago. I was looking for kiwi cocktails, and this guy's the only one that ever featured anything. And it's not at all complicated. It's a pretty easy one to make. The only ingredient, and this is basically a required ingredient for it, would be orgeat or orgeat.
Which took a while to find.
Yeah, this stuff just does not exist in Dallas. The only place that ever has it seems to be Total Wine and More. But It is one of the few ingredients that I do not like to make myself. What's that?
Get in the frame. I'm trying to.
Am I not in the frame? What am I doing?
So you're in the frame.
Okay, I'm framed. This stuff is just a mammoth pain in the butt to try to make yourself, and you'll never get the texture. It won't taste as good. So just go ahead and make your own. Go ahead and buy orgeat if you can find it. Yes. All right, yes, we will make a double. And this is actually a surprisingly strong cocktail too. I'm kind of riffing a bit because it's pretty quick to make. But it has 2 ounces of gin. Can't taste it at all. Kind of tastes like a lemonade.
Yeah, it's
kiwi
almost
lemonade.
dangerous, I would say, because it like you could like drink that super easy and like drink a couple more.
Yeah, good stuff. And also another nice thing, pro tip, I guess, for having at home, since I always let mint expire if I try to get fresh mint.
It just always goes
Because
bad.
that's so fast. Like, how much mint are people using?
How are people like keeping their mint? Like, do you just use it every day? Like, can someone please?
Yeah. How does mint happen?
So instead, you just bought fake mint.
Well, it's extract. It's the oil from mint. It's
Yeah.
also great for like if you need to flame, like do a flame on top of a cocktail. So this stuff is super flammable. But all I'm doing is just I'm taking like 1 drop, just one tiny little drop, and I'm doing that first because if I accidentally do 2 drops, I can pour it out. But just enough, like just literally just coating the inside of the shaker is equivalent to like 6 mint leaves. It will give that mint essence, and it doesn't taste artificial because it's actually the oil. Hey, back. Hey. Where did you learn all these fun pictures? Okay, yes. Garn, thank you for joining us, first of all. I learned these because we've been doing this for like 3 years.
2 years.
2 years. 2 years. I don't know. Time dilated during the pandemic. It felt like a long time. But yeah, we started doing it during the pandemic just to give people something to do on a Wednesday, even though today's a Tuesday. So now it's a Tuesday.
Yeah, it's a Tuesday.
We rescheduled recently. But yeah, we've been doing them. We started with just a few, and I just had to keep finding new recipes. So we have an idea, like for this example, we're like, well, it's summer, we want something light. What's a kiwi cocktail? Turns out there's very few. So we found this one, played around with it a bit, used a few of the little cheat codes that we found, and now we have this one, which is, again, pretty simple.
Most importantly, it's fun to paint because it's green and it's got a kiwi slice. It's going to be a fun time.
Yes. And so on to other things. We're going to add in lemon juice. This is the lemon super juice, which we had a episode on a little while ago. But if you're interested, I will happily share any of the details on making this. You can make roughly 6 to 8 equivalent lemons worth of juice with just 1 lemon. I always like a good 0 waste. So I'm putting about 3/4 of an ounce of that in here. And I am going to go ahead and cut our kiwi, not the one that I ate. But we also want to take just a thin slice for our garnish later, which is why I'm cutting it. I don't even need to cut it.
You just like smash the whole kiwi uncut?
Yep.
Wow.
This is the actual recipe. It adds a little bit of herbalness. It's nice. But we're going to mash that together with just the lemon, just a light mash, just to get the juice out of it. You can't see me. My mashing technique. But when you do it, you want to have like a little bit of a grind, like a little twist, just to squeeze the rest of that out. Yeah. There we go. But you don't want to go too nuts because you want the juice, but you don't want it to be like a pulp. Because I tried doing this with the double strainer and it just doesn't work because the pulp is just too thick. So we're gonna have a little bit of chunkiness in there. It's nice though, but it's so tasty. And then the kind of highlight ingredient here, this orgeat.
The resistance, or more like something that you absolutely need for this cocktail.
Yes.
Without it, it like what would happen. It just wouldn't taste good.
Apparently, almond and kiwi work really well together.
Yeah.
And it's also the sole sweetener in the entire cocktail because this is syrup. This is like toasted almond syrup or
You could
lightly
like put
toasted
that on
almond syrup.
pancakes.
You could put it on pancakes. It would be spectacular on
Gosh, I want that
pancakes.
on pancakes.
Yes. And then another one that you'll hear me, another hill that I'll die on. I've got a lot of hills that I die on. Please don't die. There's absolutely no reason to use waste an entire egg on a cocktail. And liquid egg whites exist. They're also far safer to use because they are pasteurized and they foam up just as good as anything else. So we are going to use 1.5 ounces, which is the equivalent of 1 egg white. So 3 tablespoons, 45 mLs, whatever your type of choice. They're all the same. Yeah, you can use any of them. And then 2 ounces of gin. We're using since I was at Total Wine, we're using one of the, I don't want to say off-brand.
It's a good one. It tastes good.
It tastes great.
Yeah.
Like it's the only like.
It's not super fancy.
Yeah, it's a French style gin. It's actually similar to our favorite, our MVP gin of Roku gin, in that there's not like a ton of juniper in it. Mm-hmm. It's a dry, nice gin, and yeah, definitely.
And cheaper.
I would say under $25, I can't think of a better gin.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna do two full ounces, so 60 mLs. No other accessory here. This is a pretty simple, like nice light cocktail, if you will. But the first thing that we're going to do is just give it a dry shake. Because we want to get those egg whites incorporated into everything and all that stuff mixed together.
Glass?
I will need the glass. It's in the freezer. I can get it. It's hanging precariously on the edge there. Yeah. So one of the tricks with this cocktail is that you want everything to be very cold.
Chill glass.
Yes.
How many minutes should you chill the glass?
At least 5, probably 10. I'm going to mute for a second because I'm going to get some ice. Hold on.
This one? The glass. It's a very tasty cocktail. But it does require lots of ice.
Okay, I'm back, and now we are going to shake the heck out of it. If you've ever seen anybody make a Ramos Gin Fizz, you will understand.
Oh yeah, that's the one that holds it up.
Yes. Yes, you have to shake the heck out of this one.
We have a question from Tiffany. We would like to know your thoughts about spritzes made with wine.
Yeah. I mean, if you like them, go for it. What is an Aperol spritz? It's a great drink. Heck, even you could argue that a French 75 is a bit of a spritz, even though there's soda in it.
Yeah. What makes something a spritz though? Like adding club soda?
Yeah, it's just pretty much wine, club soda, and usually there's a little bit of a liqueur to boost it up, like like a slow gin fizz.
I want to make a coffee spritz or a tea spritz.
I think we made an espresso and tonic before, haven't we?
Yeah, I think we tried that, and I don't know if the tonic was not the right one, but it did not taste good.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my God, it's so cold. Do that. Okay.
I need to wear gloves for this one.
Yeah. The whole mythology of the Ramos Gin Fizz, where the original bar that made it in New Orleans actually had to hire like 20 bartenders, and they would all just sit back and they were shaking constantly.
Wow.
Yeah. And unlike most of the time when you see one of these cocktails, you do not see it with ice. This is a little lighter in the, hold on, let me adjust this. There we go. A little lighter in ingredients, so there's not as much. But I'm just gonna go ahead and pour it, and I'm gonna try to keep a tight gate on this thing so a lot of the kiwi goop doesn't come out.
Yeah, where's the green stuff?
It'll be green, give it a minute.
Okay. We're painting a green cocktail, that's why I'm asking. Okay, it's getting there.
Yeah, it'll separate, don't worry. You want to get all that foam.
It's basically like a great way to get your protein in.
Yeah, it is. It is much safer way of getting protein than the usual one. Now, I'm going to do one little thing, and that's put this back in the freezer just for a second. I know, Volta. You're saying like we've got painting to do, but if you want to get that kind of like towering fizz, you have to do that just for a minute.
Wow.
I know.
I would
said it
hate
was
to
simple.
order this at a bar and then have the.
Oh yeah, they don't do that. That's most bartenders don't even
don't
do
do
it.
the.
No.
Okay.
They'll be like.
So try this at home.
Yes.
Tiffany saw one. She saw a spritz with Riesling, tropical fruits, and seltzer.
Sounds good to me. That sounds almost like a. Why am I blanking on this? The wine. The thing with the sangria. Yes, the Spanish dish. Yeah, like a white wine sangria. I could see that. I like a good Riesling. They're sweet. You know, it's funny. As much bourbon and rum and dark liquor that I tend to drink. When it comes to wine, I'm much more of a white wine guy. Red wine just gives me a headache.
They get to you.
Yeah, it just makes me. Yeah, I don't know. It just tastes like a hangover to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I may be like mildly sensitive to tannins.
Absolutely.
I have no idea. Or they're just weird. But oh well. So much mint that it hides the amount of gin I'm taking in. Yes. I didn't even see that comment, Garen. Yeah. Well, all right. I would argue there's been a lot of bad gin out there. In particular, if you're not a fan of juniper. So some gin has a really like heavy juniper flavor, like almost like a pine tree flavor. So like your St. George's, the terroir, which by the way is a great gin, but it tastes like you're walking through the park in San Francisco.
Which could be a thing someone is into.
Yeah, I mean it's nice, it's good, but it's very like pronounced.
Yeah.
You can't really make much of a cocktail with it other than one that tastes like that. So you're stuck with martinis and pine tree kind of martinis. I feel like Booker's, even Beefeater to an extent kind of has. It's not. I'm not saying bad. Beefeater is an excellent like middle of the road juniper forward gin, but you got to like that flavor to enjoy it. The SMA and Roku's of the world, they have very mild flavor and they kind of do that subtle. Yeah, they enhance. They're like a savory vodka, if you will.
They're a good vehicle for other flavors.
Yeah.
They're like a little train. They're like, come on, hop on the Kiwi. I'm going to take you for a ride.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do this, everybody. We're on the cocktail train.
All right, is it ready now?
Yeah, it should be. Hopefully we'll at least get a little hype out of it. Yeah. Okay. So it undergoes a bit of a transformation while it's in there.
Fascinating. That's where I'm sitting in the fridge.
For just a few minutes.
Freezer.
Yeah.
For like 2 minutes.
Yeah, and the top of it gets nice and solidified. So we're going to go ahead and put this guy in now. To give our little artistic touch and take our seltzer. We just want to pour this right down the middle because we want to put a hole through the top of that nice head of foam, and then should have. Oh nope, that's gonna spill over. Oh well, shoot.
But it still looks really cool.
Yeah, it's supposed to come up, but I poured a little sloppily. My Ramos game is off. Oh well. I'm gonna blame it on being rushed.
What was
okay.
Russian do?
It still tastes delicious. You need a straw probably.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, we'll use a purple one, I guess, because you need to stir that up a bit.
Oh yeah.
Because of the fizz. Oh, there you go. Now you can still drink it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so good. It tastes so light and refreshing.
Yeah.
And then you get that foam, so it's like eating a kiwi meringue pie or something.
Oh yeah, I wanted to try one thing, an orange blossom water spritz on it, just because that gets that like kind of it's meant to get rid of like the kind of like wet dog smell that can come from egg.
I smell wet dog.
What's up, dog? But it's still
Do
nice.
you smell wet dog?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's super delicious.
Yeah, it's rich. It's nice. Good stuff.
We have a couple of questions.
The kiwi, that probably is what happened. It was the kiwi slice. Yeah,
I usually put it after, right?
yeah, it probably did hurt, but it was worth a shot. I don't know why. I also didn't add any guar gum. Usually I put guar in there to help stabilize the stuff. Yes.
Can you
Yes.
switch to my view?
Oh, I get to do tech support.
Yes.
Don't people want to see my my cocktail more?
You do.
Hey, other one around. Okay,
Yeah.
where are you at? This camera. Add it to stream.
There we go.
Swap this one. Move this
Thank
one.
you. Yeah, you can keep one.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the behind the scenes as I straighten up and enjoy this cocktail a bit.
Yeah. So yes, last week we painted the Midori melon.
That whole thing here, you have it.
You don't want to drink it?
I do, but I
Yeah.
want you to have it.
Last week we had the Midori, which was a melon cocktail, which was also green. And yet again, we come back with another green. I feel like there's not a lot of green cocktails, so it's kind of
Not a lot of non-mint forward.
yes. And that's another thing I wanted to mention. Like you can't necessarily say it's minty. Like you added the mint, but I feel like it worked well with the other flavors because it wasn't overpowering.
It's like a mojito type of mint where you don't really notice that it's there, but it definitely wouldn't do it. It definitely wouldn't taste the same without it. Yeah, David, he's an IT Dan in the house. You see how flawless that execution
Yes.
was?
So flawless. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right,
Tech
so
wizard.
this will be a very easy one to paint. It's in a tall Collins glass. So we got two parallel lines and then two curved lines at the bottom. And let's see, kind of like a narrow oval at the top. Just to show first like the top part of the glass. And then I'm gonna sketch out the kiwi slice, and that's just gonna be roughly circular. It doesn't have to be perfect because kiwis are, they're not super perfect. And then I'm gonna erase this line. And sometimes like the middle part of a kiwi has like a kind of like a wobbly shape, so it doesn't have to be like a perfect circle. The way I drew it here, it's more of a circular shape, but I've just from all the kiwis I've been cutting through, I noticed that it really can vary. This one turned out kind of big. Let me make this a little smaller. Adjusting this slice.
That's a big old kiwi.
Yeah, it just kind of turned out to be super huge. There we go. It's a little bit more manageable. And then the rest I'm just gonna do with watercolor. So you got your basic shapes, like 2 parallel lines, 2 curved lines at the bottom connecting, and then this oval shape that I ended up erasing so that you could see the kind of the kiwi slice. And then I'm not painting like a 1/4 of the kiwi because, well, obviously it's like submerged in the glass, and because the foam is white, you technically like would be hidden from the view. So that's why it's missing there. And for my green, I will be using this yellowish green. If you don't have this particular shade, just use whatever green you have and add a little bit of yellow into it, just to kind of lighten it up. Because the green wasn't super vibrant, but still pretty green. Let's see, and I'm gonna like leave about half of it, maybe like 2/3 is gonna be green, and then 1/3, just eyeballing it, is gonna be like the foamy part here. So I'm just not gonna paint on the 1/3 of the glass. And I'm just painting on dry paper, just adding a little bit of color. And I'm dropping more color on the right-hand side. Then I'm going to clean up the brush and just kind of smooth this out. So because the light source is hitting my glass from this direction, this is where my highlight is going to be. So basically, you can either remove the color or, kind of have that intention of not even painting that area, but just extending a little bit of the paint in there.
As both David is saying, the color is curious. It's very yellow.
Oh, yeah.
I can actually speak to that one a little bit because it's probably the orgeat. So it's American pronunciation is orgeat, French is orgeat.
Not orgeat?
I know. You would think so, but nope. Don't ask me. I don't design language.
Interesting.
I'd call it almond syrup.
Yeah, almond syrup. Honestly, maybe they have problems. That's why they have problem with branding it, because people are like, "What is orgeat?" And can we just call it almond syrup so I can put it on my pancakes?
Yes, but by the way, there is a Monin brand, which is the one that is easy to find. If you know those Monin bottles, the white label bottle things, they call their almond syrup orgeat. Don't get that. It is not good. It tastes like almond flavored bubble gum. I don't like to knock anything, but I can't imagine anybody enjoying that one. I can't in good faith recommend that particular one.
From Dan.
Monin makes a lot of good syrups. You see them at Starbucks. They use them. They're great, just not that one.
Okay. Good to know.
I just don't want people to come at me and be like, Dan, you said to get a orgeat, and I got this stuff, and it tastes terrible.
Yeah, because really it does taste so good. What is the brand again?
Monin.
No, the other one.
Liber & Co.
Liber & Co.
Yeah. No, it is actually not transparent, David. It's opaque because of the because of the orgeat. Yeah.
What you see me doing here, I am with a clean brush. I'm lifting off little almost like strands. So I'm basically like adding little lines here, because in the kiwi slice you have those little partitions that stem from the center. So I'm just basically lifting off so that you can see they're just gonna kind of like a sunburst. They're like sun rays essentially, and they can vary in size. So for this one, for example, I did a few smaller ones and a few larger ones. So definitely like have fun with that. It's fun to like lift up little brush strokes. But I'm gonna let this dry before I add the seeds around this area. And right now this area has also dried. Let's see, I might actually add just a little bit more green just to kind of increase the contrast a little bit more. And I'm just dropping it on the right hand side. And I'm smoothing it out with my brush, just to kind of blending it into the shape. And then to kind of represent, you can either leave it like this, because you know the foam is white, and that's the color of the paper, or to add a little bit more dimension. I'm gonna use a little bit, so like if you have any blues or purples, just as long as you add tons of water to like dilute the color to make it very light, that will work.
Yes, David's asking about the removing lines with the dry brush. I think I know the answer to this one. I'll let you.
No, what is the question?
It says removing lines, dry brush, question
Oh,
mark.
no, a damp brush, because it'd be really hard. You can't do it with a dry brush.
Ah.
So, but definitely not a brush full of like dripping water, then that will also not work. But I would say like a damp brush will definitely help, because it acts like kind of like a little eraser.
Ah, I did not know the answer to that one. Volta, you want to try? I added in a little green chartreuse to it.
Oh.
You probably won't like it, but I like it.
Wow, this is really good.
Ah, I told you.
Oh my god, and I don't even like chartreuse, which is also another green thing.
So apparently, Honest and Kiwi work really well together.
Wow, who knew? Let's make a kiwi jelly with star anise.
That could work. That actually would be a really good mocktail if you made a star anise syrup.
Yeah.
With kiwi.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, I wonder if you could make a kiwi shrub with a little vinegar and sugar.
Yeah, very good. So what you see here, I add just a very little, like you can barely see, but it's starting to kind of show through. So I'm just adding like a little bit of blue and like very light purple that I mixed in. That creates kind of like a cool gray, and it gives that impression of like, you know, it follows along with the value of the green on this side is darker, and so is like this side is a little bit darker, whereas this part of the glass is much lighter in value because of the light source that's hitting it. Well, I feel like, did you just create a cocktail?
I did just create a cocktail.
Amazing. Now I'm gonna grab a little bit of this Payne's gray, and I'm not diluting it with water. I'm just gonna grab like basically like a ton of it on my brush so that it's very opaque. To add the little seeds, and it's just gonna be like little tiny specks, nothing to it, all around the shape. There we go. And of course, for like the actual skin, which you know some people don't like to use on a kiwi, I use a little bit of green, and then I blended it in or mixed it in with some brown that I had on my palette, so that kind of darkened this green up, and it kind of resembles that skin, the kiwi skin color a little bit. So it's just gonna be like a very kind of narrow line around the shape. There we go. And the last few things is to add a few little brush marks here to show the glass, the shadows in the glass. I might even outline if you're not adding any shadows or shading on this side, you could just outline the glass with a very light gray color, and that will kind of, just give that impression that it is glass shape and there's a foam in there.
You just turned that thing upside down and just made it like next level.
Oh yeah.
It just popped right out of the page.
Pop! Oh my god! It's like boom! It's a real cocktail in my hand.
What? It wasn't painting now.
No, it's a real thing. Yeah, careful what you paint. You might manifest it in real life.
Who doesn't want to manifest a cocktail?
I know, I do. I want to manifest a pizza.
Yeah, pizza time. Our tradition after live stream, go get a pizza.
Yeah, we're gonna surprise our pizza guy. Hopefully he's not closed on Tuesdays. We don't know yet.
Yeah, we've never been there on Tuesday.
He's gonna be like, guys, we're gonna confuse it. He's gonna think it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Well, let's go in and pretend it's like Happy Wednesday, Fernando. Oh no, that'd be really mean. Okay, a little funny. That would be a little funny.
It would be funny. Poor Fernando.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and appreciate you jumping on a Tuesday. With our shift in schedule.
Yeah, especially after a 3-day weekend. It's not much of a day for happy hour.
Yeah.
Next week it'll be more of a day for happy hour.
Yes.
We're recovering from getting back to work.
Exactly. It'll be a good one.
I appreciate you guys coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much. Oh, thank you, David. And everyone, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next week, same place.
Yeah, new time.
Tuesday, 7 p.m. Yes, Central.
Yes, 7 Central.
Thank you, guys. Have a good rest of your week.
5 Mountain, 4 Pacific.
Hopefully it's like shorter and lighter,
It's 7 minutes longer than our usual.
No, the week.
Oh, the week, yes.
Yeah, because of the holiday weekend.
Oh, no, it's going to be like 5 days of work crammed into 4, but that's why they'll need a happy hour on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's true, though.
Yes. All right. Bye, everyone.